Our story today follows Jewel McCarty, and she's this woman who seems to have this knack, for finding the extraordinary in the most unexpected places.
She really embodies that spirit of exploration, It's not about the typical tourist spots for her. It's about going beyond that, venturing out to discover those hidden gems, the places with stories just waiting to be unearthed.
And that's what leads her to this village. It's nestled in the heart of Argentina. We're not talking Buenos Aires or anything. This is more like a place where time just seems to move a little slower. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. These villages, they hold so much history, a rich tapestry of the past. Every brick, every cobblestone street, it all has a story to tell. And Jewel, with her passion for history, she was drawn to that.
Totally. And that brings us to this charming cottage. It's old, a little worse for wear, practically begging for some TLC.
It wasn't just about fixing it up, though. Jewel really dove in, meticulously restoring this cottage, bringing it back to its former glory. Says a lot about her character, don't you think?
Determined, resourceful, not afraid of a challenge. It's almost like she was meant to find this place. And get this, what she finds inside changes everything.
This is where the story takes a turn. Up in the attic, tucked away in an old chest, she finds it. A violin.
See, when I first heard about this, I pictured, I don't know, like a dusty old fiddle. But obviously, it's a lot more than that.
Way more. It was a Stradivarius, crafted in 1709, no less, by the master himself, Antonio Stradivari. Can you imagine? The craftsmanship, the history, all held within that instrument.
A Stradivarius. I know they're considered like the best violins ever made, but I'll be honest, I've never fully understood what makes them so special.
Well, for a violinist, a Stradivarius is like stumbling upon a lost Da Vinci or something. They're world-renowned for their sound. It's a combination of things. The wood, the craftsmanship, even the varnish used centuries ago. It all comes together to create this resonance, a tonal quality that you just can't replicate.
So we're talking priceless, one-of-a-kind instruments here. But to find one tucked away in a village in Argentina, it's kind of hard to believe.
It really is remarkable. It makes you wonder how it ended up there in the first place. And it gets even more interesting when we look into the specific Stradivarius as a whole other layer to the story.
Okay, you've got my attention. Tell me more about this violin, what made it so unique.
This wasn't just any Stradivarius. This was the Mendelssohn Stradivarius, named for the famous composer Felix Mendelssohn. It was in his family for generations. But the story takes a bit of a somber turn during World War II.
Okay, I think I know where this is going. Stolen by the Nazis. It seems like every story about lost treasures always leads back to them.
You're not wrong. During the war, they plundered so much art and cultural treasures all across Europe. Paintings, sculptures, and instruments like the Mendelssohn Stradivarius, all systematically looted.
It's a dark part of history for sure. But how does a violin stolen from Europe end up all the way in Argentina? That's a long way to travel.
It's a mystery that took time to unravel. It was like a puzzle with pieces scattered across continents and years. And at the heart of it all was Jewel's incredible discovery.
So we've got this Stradivarius violin, right? Crafted centuries ago, looted by Nazis, ends up in an attic in Argentina. It's almost too wild to be true. What happened next? Did Jewel even know what she had?
It's easy to picture her, standing there, violin in hand, totally clueless about what she stumbled upon.
A priceless artifact just sitting there in her attic. That's crazy.
But to her credit, she had a feeling it was something special. Maybe it was the craftsmanship, the feel of the wood, or I don't know, some kind of energy from its past. She reached out to experts, sent them photos, hoping to get some answers.
Paris, right. Makes sense, the heart of art and culture. I can practically see these experts hunched over those photos trying to figure out if this was the real deal.
Exactly. And the anticipation must have been unbelievable. Were they holding a piece of history in their hands? As they examined those photos, comparing every little detail to their records, it hit them. This was the missing Mendelssohn Stradivarius.
Wow, what a moment that must have been. To think they were just looking at an old violin and bam, it turns out to be this legendary instrument. So what then? Did Jewel hop on a plane to Paris with it?
I'd say those experts were on the next flight to Argentina. And when they arrived at Jewel's cottage, can you imagine finding the Mendelssohn Stradivarius in remarkably good condition after all these years?
After everything it had been through, it's like it was waiting to be found.
Exactly. But with its rediscovery came a big decision. What to do with it? It was clear that this violin belonged somewhere. It could be appreciated for its history, its musicality, everything.
It's like it had a destiny to fulfill, right? To have its story told through music again.
Yeah.
So what did they decide? Museum, maybe?
Yeah.
Tucked away behind glass.
While a museum seems like the logical choice, they decided to put the Mendelssohn Stradivarius up for auction.
An auction. Now, that's something I would have loved to see. Can you imagine the buzz, the excitement, everyone wanting a piece of history like that?
It was a huge event. Collectors, museums, even governments from all over, all bidding on this treasure. The prices just kept climbing. It was a testament to the power of the Stradivarius name and this entire story.
Like something out of a movie. Okay, enough suspense. What was the final price tag on this piece of history?
The Mendelssohn Stradivarius, once lost to the world, sold for a cool $25 million.
$25 million. For a violin. That's what you call a lucky find.
It's a price that reflects more than just the instrument itself, you know? It's the legacy of the Mendelssohn family, the fact that it was stolen during the war, and of course, Jules' incredible discovery.
It's amazing how much value can be attached to a single object, both in terms of money and history. But this story, it goes beyond the price tag, doesn't it? What about the village where it was found?
That's the thing about discoveries like this. They have a ripple effect. They touch not just individuals, but entire communities. And this little village in Argentina, it's a perfect example.
Before Jewel is practically off the map. What changed?
Finding the Mendelssohn Stradivarius put this village on the map. Literally, people were talking about it. Tourists were coming to see where this incredible piece of history was hidden. They wanted to walk the same streets as Jewel, feel a connection to the story.
So I'm guessing this quiet little village wasn't so quiet anymore. That must have been a big change for the locals.
It was a whirlwind for sure. But you know what? They embraced it. They saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
That's amazing. They recognized that they had something truly special to share with the world. What did they do?
They decided to honor the violin's legacy in a really special way. Remember, this was a village that already had a deep appreciation for music. After all, they were hiding a beautifully crafted violin. So they had this newfound appreciation for music, all these tourists eager to experience the magic of the village. What did they do? Well, they took this incredible story and they ran with it. They established an annual violin festival.
A violin festival. That's amazing. It's like their own little corner of the world dedicated to celebrating this incredible instrument and its history.
It's become a huge deal. Musicians, enthusiasts, everyone comes from all corners of the globe bringing their instruments, their passion for music.
I bet the atmosphere is incredible. Are we talking concerts, performances, maybe even a chance to see a Stradivarius up close?
Oh, absolutely. You've got concerts with world-renowned violinists, workshops for aspiring musicians, even demonstrations from these amazing artisans who still handcraft violins, keeping those traditions alive.
That's incredible. From a forgotten cottage to a global stage, it's amazing how the discovery of the Mendelssohn Stradivarius really put this village on the map.
It really goes to show you the power of music, history, that spirit of discovery. For Jewel, you know, the woman who found beauty in the unexpected, it's a reminder that sometimes the most incredible stories are right there in front of us, just waiting to be found.
It really makes you wonder what else is out there, just waiting to be discovered. Maybe it's hidden in an attic or tucked away in some forgotten corner of the world. The possibilities are endless.
That's what's so exciting, right? The unknown is full of surprises. All we have to do is keep our eyes open, be curious, and be ready for anything.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Jewel's amazing story. We hope it inspires you to embrace your own sense of adventure and remember that the world is full of wonder, just waiting to be explored.